When musculoskeletal pain becomes chronic and healing is slow, it is rarely just an issue of alignment or physical injury. It is often a sign of a regulatory failure in the body's stress response. And when that happens, the body's internal repair process slows down. The body is designed to repair tissues and clear inflammation on a daily basis. But that process depends on proper regulation, especially of stress hormones like cortisol. So instead of only looking structurally, you can also look at what's happening biochemically. One of the most comprehensive tools we can use for that is the Dutch test. And the reason is simple. Standard blood work is helpful, but it's a snapshot. It shows cortisol at one moment in time. But cortisol follows a rhythm across the day. It should rise in the morning, gradually taper, and be low at night so the body can shift into repair. If you only measure it once, you miss that pattern. The Dutch test looks at multiple points throughout the day so that you can actually see your rhythm. It also shows how the body is metabolizing cortisol, not just how much is being produced, but how it's being broken down and cleared. Because two people can have similar levels on paper, but very different patterns. One may not produce enough in the morning. Another may produce enough but not clear it well. Another may clear it too quickly and become depleted, and each of those affects healing differently. The test also gives insight into DHEA, which helps us understand the balance between breakdown and repair. There are a few patterns that tend to show up. First is the morning cortisol response. In a healthy system, cortisol rises within about 30 minutes of waking. That rise helps clear inflammation that builds up overnight. When that response is flat or blunted, people often wake up feeling stiff or unrested, even if they slept enough. It's less about sleep quantity and more about whether that morning reset actually happened. Second is the balance between breakdown and repair. The body is always doing both. Cortisol supports breakdown, and that's normal. But if it stays elevated throughout the day or rises at night, the body can remain in a more catabolic state or state of breakdown. And when that happens, it has a harder time shifting into the repair mode needed for healing tissues like tendons, ligaments, and muscles. We also look at how cortisol is being metabolized because clearing it too slowly can prolong inflammation, and clearing it too quickly can leave the system depleted. Third is the connection to pain sensitivity. When DHEA is low relative to cortisol, the nervous system can become more reactive. That can lower pain tolerance, so smaller stressors feel more significant. It can also lead to muscle guarding and spasms, which reduce blood flow to the area, and that can further slow healing. So instead of focusing only on where something hurts, you can also look at what may be interfering with the healing process itself. Because if the body isn't in a state where it can repair, progress tends to stay slow. And once you have the information, you can begin making decisions that actually support your body in healing. Not guessing, not chasing symptoms, but supporting the system in a way that matches what it's doing. And that's where things start to shift and you start to feel better.